Guys, hey guys, how you doing? I gotta get a hold of logs tomorrow because I do not understand how my 14-hour clock can have less time than my 11-hour clock, and I do not know how to tell which one's right, but I think it's all screwed up between the 11-hour and the 14-hour clock because that is just weird. I mean, look at this, it's still counting down. How is that possible? Is that even supposed to be possible? My 14-hour clock has less time than my 11. How is that even possible? That is crazy. And so I got to get all the logs tomorrow because you're not supposed to have more time on your 11 than on your 14. And so something's screwed up, and I don't think that there's anything I can do about it on my end. I think this has to be corrected remotely by somebody back at the terminal somewhere. So I don't know. Don't know what to do, but I stopped within that 14-hour clock. I'm not sure which clock is screwed up. I don't know how to look. I'm not sure how to look at my times on this thing yet. How do I go? I'm in the sleeper berth. How do I look at my times? Like if I wanted to edit stuff, how would I do that? I don't even know how to edit my own time yet on this thing. This thing is just weird. I don't even know what to do about this until I can get a hold of them. I sent a message to the account supervisor, Heather, asking who I need to call, if I need to call the log department or what, but that's screwy. I have no idea what's causing that. I don't know if there's like a reset. I don't have a flippin' clue what to do about this, but it's probably something I'll have to wait till morning. But I've got my load and I'm heading towards Montclair, California, which is part of LA. Just a little south of Highway 10. And I don't think that's too far away from the Ontario area. I was looking at that earlier. Let me look in I'll show you guys. Because I looked at this earlier. Yeah, there's Ontario. Here, I'll show you guys. I'm going, there's Montclair, there's Highway 10, there's the Ontario, Rancho Cucamonga. You're probably right. I'm thinking that my 11-hour clock is screwed up or something. I don't know if that's right or what. I have never, ever had that happen. Usually, if you use a lot of your 14-hour clock, you just have less drive time. You should never have more drive time than your 14-hour clock. I have never seen that before, so I think something's screwed up. So, I don't know, I gotta talk to them and make sure that there's not some sort of a reset that they need to do. It is just bizarro weird. So I don't know. I've never seen that before. In 24 years, I don't think I've ever seen my 14-hour clock show a significantly different like that. Usually, your 14-hour clock and your 11-hour clock will either say the same amount of time or you'll have more on your 14, but you'll have less. You can have less 11, but I never thought that you could ever have less on your 14. Thank you. Appreciate it. I got a lot of them, and I'm almost getting more of these live feeds style and the shorts that I just started doing a few days ago here lately. But I try to do edited videos, and I'm working on one, but I've just been having just a weird couple of days where I haven't had much time to fuck with the cameras because I'm busy trying to play catch up. Because like yesterday, I got so slowed down in rush hour traffic like situations, going through Baltimore, Maryland, going through the tunnel and hitting all that bogged up traffic in like multiple areas trying to get up into New York State, and it was just crazy. I only had to go 424 miles, but I wasn't able to make the whole distance because of all those slow down traffic situations. And I couldn't even cheat by going off duty during coasting because we were going more than 5 miles per hour going down the road, so I couldn't even cheat. So it just screwed me. So I was late to my drop and late to my pickup today, and they changed my appointment time to Montclair, California to 8 o'clock on the 2nd, something like that. Traffic really sucks. And then you add construction. If you add the construction zones on top of it, there was a construction zone that was funneling 3 lanes down to 1 last night. And then today, they had a construction zone for just one little bitty little thing in the middle lane. They took out both the left lanes out of 3. Yeah, it's 2,800 and something miles is what it is. Where is my, here it is. I think I wrote it down. Twenty-eight 2,861 miles to be exact. But you know, those mileages are always like a little off. So, yeah. Friggin' crazy. That is just weird. I gotta have them take a look into that and see if that's right. But I don't think you should ever have more on your 11-hour clock than you do on your 14. I think that is a major glitch. Basically, yeah, but I'm on the Anheuser-Busch dedicated account. So, yeah, this is like my second official load. My first one was 424 miles from Virginia up to wherever that was that I went to. I just went to Goshen, New York. And then I went from there to Baldwinsville, just outside of Syracuse, New York, which is taking me all the way to Montclair. So that'll be nice. I'll be on 80 for several days. And I've only got 21 hours left on my 70. Well, I got to have them checked to make sure that this thing is right. Because I've never seen that before. I don't know. Have you guys ever seen that before? Because I've always thought that if you got your 14-hour clock, which represents your total hours that you have available for that day, you should never have more on your 11-hour drive time than you do on your 14. But it's a new one on me. I've just never had that happen. I've just never had more drive time than more on the 11 than the 14. I've just never seen that. If it's right, then it's right, but I don't think it is. I think you're supposed to have they're either supposed to be exactly the same. I'm probably going to have to run recaps by the time I get out there, and we'll see. I got to see, because now that I got, come on. Let's see. We'll stop this navigation. Come on. And then we'll pull up. Come on. All right, I'm not going to Oakland, California. Where is that? For some reason, my GPS is being a bunghole, and is Oakland all that close to Montclair? There we go. I thought Oakland was like, where is Oakland on here? Is it by the seam of the thing? It's like a couple 100 miles difference from where I'm going. Because here's Montclair. I would think that Oakland would be something that would pop out in bold lettering, and I'd be able to find it. But if it's a couple 100 miles difference, all right, let me look this up. I definitely don't want to go by that if it's going to be a huge difference, but if it's close by, my stupid, let's see, California, where's Oakland? NM5. NM5. Oakland's clear over by San Francisco. So no, I don't want to go by that. That is going to be way, way far away. So we got to make sure we get this in here right. So let's see if this will go in here right. Address. Oh. This thing. Mont. You're being glitchy. Why are you being glitchy? Actually, I'm going to put in postal code. Yeah. Why is it being so glitchy right now? Yeah. It's on May 2nd at 7 a.m. PDD time, local time. Why is this thing being so glitchy? Well, that says it is, well, I have driven for a few hours, so the mileage would be different. I would have thought that it would still be like 2,500 miles, not just 2,221 miles from here. Okay. And it's been hit and miss about every other place I've gone to for the Anheuser-Busch account. Half of them have been right on this and half of them haven't. I don't know what the deal is with that. Normally I've got an accuracy of about 90 some odd percent. One day, 15 hours. This thing is being glitchy as all get out. I wonder if I need to shut it off or something. I think I'm gonna turn it off and turn it back on and see if that. Yeah, my dad was telling me that there's supposed to be a bunch of weather through Illinois, Iowa, and over in that area. Not too worried about it. Now my 14-hour clock has continued to run, and now it's saying I'm a negative 2 minutes and 41 minutes, but I don't know. All right. Let this stay shut off for a couple of minutes, let it kind of defunk itself. Maybe when I turn it back on, it'll actually be right. And I just think that's craziness that it is that much of a difference. Yeah. I think I will. I don't think there's like a reset deal, but maybe if I shut it off. Shut this thing off, see if it shuts off. There. I had to tap it. No. That should be the power button. That's the power. Okay, power off. I'm gonna shut her off and turn her back on and see if that fixes it. That's crazy enough. Because I don't want to have to deal with that the next couple of days. Because if I'm able to drive, I like to drive out my time down to the last possible minute and get ahead of the game and try to be early. I don't like having this kind of crap go on and then gonna make me be late because I'm shutting down because I don't know whether I actually got drive time or not. But it'll be easier the next few days because I'm not doing extra stops and pickups and dealing with stuff. I'll best be driving across 90 and 80. You have PeopleNet? I used to have PeopleNet. Alan Ritchie used to have PeopleNet, and then they switched over to Blue Tree or something like that. Blue Tree was pretty slick. And this system seems pretty slick too. Alright, which one do I turn on first? I'll turn on my GPS. And I've got to remember to tighten that down because this thing has been being... Where is it? There, maybe that won't mess around so much. Yes. It is the platform science. Yeah, it was George. I'll call him back. All right, let's turn this back on. And we'll see what happens. Looks like that one's doing better. Let's see what happens with this. Platform science. Okay. Nope. I don't know. Turned it off and turned it back on. I stopped before that 14-hour clock was done, though, so I don't have any violations. So if it was right, I stopped in time. So I'm going to get up and drive, and I'll just run off of recaps. But it doesn't show that I'm getting any hours back yet. Hopefully by the time, in 2 days, by the time I get to the end of that 70, I'll have the recap catching up with me. So I always try to drive as long as I can till the end of my drive shift. Try to make sure I always have a full drive shift coming back to me if I'm going to run recaps. So I try not to mess around with that. So if I were to jump off here, go watch a little bit more of the Alone series, but I'm on that weird season where they had the teams on season 4. That's one of the weird seasons. And then I'll get into season 5 where it's the redemption season. So I've seen all of them. I'm waiting to see what season 11 is going to be like. I just finally got through season 10. I do not know why season 10 was so hard for me to get through. And then I finally got through it. And then I've binge watched it at least once, if not twice now. And I'm not sure which season I like the most because each one of them is very different. They're very cool shows. And then the Naked and Afraid series is kind of cool too because there's different aspects to that. I mean, that is like hardcore survival. Being completely naked out there trying to survive with one item and being in places with major temperature swings, like out in Africa where it is blazing hot during the day and then it gets down to, I mean, there's like 100 degree temperature swings out in some of those places that they go to in some of those places, and it's just crazy to see what those guys do. But I watch some of these shows, like some of the reasons that these people go home and tap out for don't make a whole lot of sense to me. Like people that are supposed to be survivalists tap out just because they lose a ferro rod, just because they lose their flint and steel stuff. Oh, I can't even keep a hold of my ferro rod. I shouldn't even be out here. Well, yeah, if you don't know how to make primitive fire, then what the hell are you doing out there if your only source of making fire is your flint and steel? If you have not practiced and learned at least one or two other ways of making fire, and you don't know how to do at least a couple different ways of doing different things surrounding the primitive survival or primitive living aspects, then what are you doing going on a survival show? There's been people that go out there that have no knowledge of anything and go out there and rely on the other person, and they literally have nothing to offer but an extra pair of hands and moral support. And it's just like, okay, how did they even make it on the show if they have no skills, no knowledge of how to do anything? It is. You should watch. Hulu has all 10 seasons, and if you go try to watch them on like Philo, then you have to put up with commercials. But if you have Hulu, Netflix has like I think some of the seasons, but not all of them. And then Naked and Afraid is on some of those. And Naked and Afraid, they like don't have all the seasons and all the episodes, so you kind of miss out. So I would like to go buy all the seasons of Naked and Afraid and watch them and see all the episodes. Like there's a lot of episodes that I know I'm missing from some of the earlier seasons and stuff. But they've got the Naked and Afraid XL Last Man Standing, which is all the people that were out there that did other challenges and did well. And they were all competing. They're all like considered, they call them legends because they had done multiple challenges and they're out there with their skills, having been out there, knowing what to expect, going into different areas. Like they take them to Africa. Sometimes they brought them down to the Everglades of Florida. Sometimes they take them to different areas. Sometimes in like the worst, most desolate areas of Texas or other countries and stuff, and they'll take them to these areas. But Alone is just a bunch of people that somehow managed to prove that they had some severance of skills to go out and try to outlast. That there's always like 10 people to get 10 different areas in wherever they go. And the first couple of seasons took place up in Vancouver Island. The third one was Patagonia. And then they've gone to different places, and they give them like, they drop them off in an area and they're supposed to try to live off of that designated area of land, usually next to a body of water, and then they have to figure out how to survive by themselves alone. And usually these people have more problems getting in their own head than they do with all the physical tasks of making shelters and finding food and stuff. But they either tap out because they get to missing their people at home, or they find just stupid reasons to tap out, or they wind up getting medically dragged out because they lose too much weight because they're not eating enough food and finding enough food and stuff. And so they finally get to a point where they have to be medically evac'd. One lady got evac'd because she hit her hand with an axe and severed her tendon in her thumb, and she had to get medically evac'd. And then you get the guys that go out there and they're not even there a day or two, and they tap out because they see bears or whatever. There's just been people that go out there and they don't even last 24 hours and they tap out. Sometimes they get injured and have to tap out, but because of an injury. Greg Ovens, if you ever watch him on YouTube, he was on season 3, and he's got a YouTube show, and he's a Canadian, and he's up there in Canada with one of the other guys from Alone, and they We're both on the Alone Show, and they go around doing all kinds of stuff around Canada together, going camping and moving around and stuff. So there is that. I've been on 35 minutes already. And all right, man, you go get you a shower. I hope I get a shower tomorrow as I head across. My next fuel stop is in Des Moines at the Loves, but I'm not going to make it all the way there tomorrow. I figure, I don't know, I should be able to stop by at a Loves and take a shower and hit the ground running and go. I don't mess around. I try to go, go, go. But that is the weirdest thing with my clock. So, all right, guys, I'm going to go relax, get some sleep, and try to get up early. And I've got to get down the road and get a Love's to get my coffee and tea tomorrow because I got quite a bit of coffee left in my thermos. Hopefully that'll stay warm for tomorrow morning and get me to the next Love's down the road. I'm not sure how much I got left of the state of New York. I'm in Genesee. What do I got left in New York? New York, New York, New York. All right. I've gotta be Rochester. I think I'm in that area. No, I'm closer to up here. I was in Syracuse. I drove for a little while. I'm off the 90. I'm somewhere. There's Genesee. I want to see if I can find it without looking it up. All right. I picked up here in Baldwinsville. I came down. I drove a little bit. Didn't make it too far. I think I'm somewhere in this area. I'm on this 90 somewhere next to Leroy or Genesee. Which one's going to be easier to find? I'm somewhere in this area. See if I can find where I'm at. Don't think I'm down this far. See if I can find myself without looking it up. What does it? I don't think I've gone that far. Jordan Savoy. Where? Because I know I haven't gone by Buffalo yet. I don't think. Let me see. Hamburg Armor. Alright. We're going to cheat. Oh, I'm just over by Rochester, so if I find Rochester, I am right in this area. I am right in that area, right by Rochester, according to my GPS. I'm somewhere in this area. I don't think Leroy or that other town's going to even show up. Oh, there's Leroy right there. So I'm closest to Leroy. So I must be right about where that little fuel symbol is. So I'm right about here. Yep, right about there. That's about where I'm at. Alright, cool. So I'm gonna go play me some games, a little solitaire, get some sleep, get up, set my alarm for 8 hours from now, and get up and be ready to do some stuff. I've got to finish my should still be warm. Gonna finish my Dinty Moore stew. Is it still warm or did it cool off? Where's my fork? I think it got, yeah, it got cold. I'm gonna have to put it back in, unfortunately. So I'm gonna have to plug this bad boy back in. So I've got my Dainty Moore stew in there. I'm gonna plug it in, let it warm up. I'm gonna eat that and chill out for a little while. Get some sleep. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow sometime. Either in the morning before I take off, or I'll get back with you guys. You know I try to do stuff for you guys. Keep you guys informed of what I'm doing. So anyway, it doesn't look like I'm too far from getting out of the state of New York. And I'll probably get over to over to Indiana, hopefully Illinois, before I have to stop for the night, and only be a few hours from Des Moines. Because from where I'm at, that's my fuel stop. Is the Loves. It's a quackulating 14 hours away. So if I drive 10 hours, yeah, that's going to put me right over there. It's going to put me right over there. And I'll see if I can't make it to that Loves right over there, just south of Chicago. One of those Loves in that area. There's a few of them over there. And try to get there. So catch you guys later. Bye.